Alright, so today what we're going to do is we're going to look at some special products of binomials. Guys, once you see a whole bunch of these, you're going to see a lot of these as you go forward. You're going to get used to seeing them. You're going to start to see the pattern that goes on with these, and you'll be able to recognize and do them right away. But, I mean, it's just, let's get into it, because all that's happening here is I've got three different special products that you'll see on a regular basis. Okay, so I'm setting them up so that you see what's going on with them. Now, guys, on these you can always use FOIL and be able to solve them. That's perfectly fine. Matter of fact, on the first two, I still use FOIL because by the time I use this special product, I end up doing FOIL in my head. So however you want to do it, it's fine, but I want you to see these because you're going to see them on so often that you need to have access to it, okay? So the first one is when you have the sum of two terms being raised to the second power. How do you set this up? This binomial's raised to the second power. Well, it's a plus b times a plus b. This is what it would look like. And if you FOILed it, you would take the a's squared, the first, the outsides, ab, the insides, AB, and then the last, B squared. And what it comes down to is you end up basically just doubling this stuff, right? So you're gonna have the A squared, and then the inside here gets doubled, right? AB plus AB, you got 2AB. And then you have the ends being squared here. So B squared. So A squared plus 2AB plus B squared, and that's ends up being what it looks like. Okay, so when we take this and we apply it with numbers inside of it, right, you end up, again, 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 3. And you can rewrite this, but if you know what you're looking at, you're going to say, well, this is 4x squared, and the outside, or I'm sorry, the last is 9. And then you're going to look at the inside. Well, 2x times 3 is 6x, double it, you get 12x, plus 12x. And this is what it ends up looking like. Okay, so if you know these special products, this may go by a little bit faster. But if you watch, it's the same thing, right? First, 4x squared, outside, is 6x, inside, 6x, last, 9, you still end up in the same spot, okay? Again, just showing this to you so that you see it, you have access to it if you want to see it. Now the other one is instead of the sum, you have the difference. A minus B raised to the second power, okay? And it sets up the same thing, it's just like that, except for the inside is going to be negative instead of positive. And it's, again, set up the same way. Okay, so a squared, b squared, and then a times b gets you ab, double it, 2ab, but since it's negative, it's going to be negative. Okay, so a times negative b gets you negative ab, it's negative, you got negative 2ab. That's what it is. Okay, same thing though, if you FOILed it, it would look the same. Okay, so how does it look when you have numbers involved in it? All right, well, your numbers, again, 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3, this is what it would look like if you wrote it out. Well, 2x times 2x, 4x squared, negative 3 times negative 3, positive 9, 2x times negative 3, 6x, negative 6x, right? Right there. So negative 6x, you got two of them, negative 12x. And again, same thing if you had FOILed it. You notice as I went through that, I was basically FOILing it in my head. Okay, so here, 4x squared, here, negative 6x, here, negative 6x, here, 9, gets you back here once you combine them, okay? Honestly, I don't use this one, I FOIL it. This next one though, it's a good one to know, okay? If you like those, that's fine, but this one's the one that you're gonna use because it makes things a lot easier with this one, all right? So here, I've got A plus B times A minus B. Same numbers, different signs. That's what you're looking at. Same numbers, different signs. And here's what it looks like when you FOIL it, right? A times A gets you A squared. A times negative B gets you negative AB. B times A gets you AB. B times negative B gets you negative B squared. Okay? And then you combine like terms. Well, A squared, AB and negative AB added together get you 0 AB, when 0 times any number gets you 0, so this cancels out right here. These cancel out. And then you have the negative B squared. So you end up with this right here. All right? That's what you're looking at. So how does that apply to something like this? Well, it's still the same thing, right? 4x squared. And the nice thing about this one is I know the centers are going to cancel out. So I don't need to do the centers. So all I need is this right here. Plus negative 25. Okay? Well, and I'm going to FOIL it just so that you see how that works out. But this one right here, this one's useful. It cuts your time down, right? So here, 4x squared outside, and I'm going to do click right there. 2x gets you negative 10x inside, 10x outside, negative 25. All right, so what you end up with is 4x squared plus negative 10x plus 10x plus negative 25, wrong number, and then you combine like terms. Well, negative 10x plus 10x is 0x, 0 times x is 0, so plus 0, well, any number plus 0 gets you back the same number. That's what you're looking at there. So I'll even put it there, right there for you so you see what's going on. I'll write this all the way out so you can see it. 4x squared plus 0x plus negative 25. Well, 4x squared plus 0 plus negative 25. Combine the two numbers, so 4x squared plus negative 25. That's what's actually going on here. Okay, that's without skipping any steps right there. You hit them all. All right. Ended up in the same spot, right? So if I know this right here, this special products, it makes this one a lot easier. Okay, but watch, they've got to be the exact same numbers: 2x, 2x, a 5 and a 5, and an addition and a subtraction. Okay, watch that. All right. This is the one that I use. I like this one. These over here, if you know them, it makes it a little bit faster, but by the time you end up doing it, sometimes it's the same amount of time. Okay. If you have any questions over this, these aren't that bad. I generally FOIL these, and I use that one right there. Okay. Have any questions? Let me know.